Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, and welcome to today's discussion, 8 ways to get more Google reviews in 2023. We have a great discussion plan today with some really insightful and actionable tips that you can use to help drive more Google reviews for your business. My name is Justin Meredith, and I am one of the digital marketing specialists here at Birdeye.
And my name is Lauren Schwab. I am also one of the digital marketing specialists here at Birdeye. And just like Justin said, we have an amazing discussion lined up for you today. But before we jump into it, let's quickly go over, how to work your webinar dashboard. So if you're looking at the dashboard, you should see a variety of windows. Feel free to move those around and customize the layout as you please. I do want to encourage you also to ask questions. So if you think of a question at any time, just drop it in the Q&A box, and then we'll have one of our experts behind the scenes respond with an answer. So I'll highlight that for you now. All right, great. Well, with that housekeeping out of the way, let's jump right into our webinar. So Justin, can you run through our agenda quickly as well?
Yeah, of course. So we have a ton of great stuff to cover today, starting with the impact of Google reviews in 2023. Then we're going to cover our 8 ways that you can bring in more Google reviews. And these tips will not only help you bring in more Google reviews, but also help you establish a consistent winning review management strategy. Then we'll talk about how you can implement all of these tips easily and make review generation and management a breeze. So let's go ahead and get the ball rolling. Lauren, do you want to go ahead and start with our first item on the agenda, the impact of reviews in 2023?
Yeah, let's start off with something that we already know. Everybody reads Google reviews, making it a huge part of any company's online presence. And in fact, 77% of consumers say that they always read reviews when shopping online. But what is this real impact of these Google reviews? Well, to put it simply, they provide social proof that, others find your business trustworthy through their own experiences. And with this honest and impartial feedback with your reviewers, when prospective consumers read your reviews, it allows them to feel more confident in making an informed decision. And actually, in a recent study, nearly 49% of people trust customer reviews just as much as personal recommendations. So this means that the more positive reviews you gain, the more trust you develop, which contributes to revenue growth. But this is, only a fraction of how Google reviews impact your business. So Justin, can you walk us through, how some additional effects that these might have?
Yeah, definitely. So what makes these so valuable is that they play a key role in your SEO because they help determine where your business shows up in what's called the local map pack. And the local map pack is one of the most valuable pieces of real estate on the internet. It shows up as the #1 search result in 93% of all local searches. And not only does it show up at the top, but it also generates some serious engagement. I think, or it is the stats, 44% of users click on the local map pack when searching for a local business. And the best way to show up at the top of the local map pack is to bring in a high quantity of high quality reviews. So let's go ahead and start talking about how you can start generating that higher quantity of higher quality reviews. And that's with our 8 ways to get more Google reviews in 2023. So the first thing that you should be doing is asking all of your customers for a review. Yeah, every single one. And the reasoning behind this is pretty simple. The more people you ask for a review, the higher chance you have of receiving one.
Yeah, that's so true, Justin. One thing I want to add is just based on the research that Birdeye's conducted, we've learned that 12% of customers will actually leave a review every single time that they're asked. And then another 35% will leave a review at least half of the time. So if you look at it this way, if you're bringing in 100 customers a day and you ask every single one for a review, you can expect a minimum of 12 new reviews every day. And then if you request a review from all of your customers, your chances for new reviews are only going to increase. So, if you think about it, it's really just a numbers game, which brings us to our next tip. And that is make it easy for your customers to leave you a review. So if you are only asking your customers for a review without, a solid process or those accessible links, you're essentially asking them to pull out their phone, go to Google, search and find your business while making sure that it's actually the correct location, navigate to the reviews tab, and then go through the review submission process. And guys, this is 6 steps that your customer will have to take to leave you a review. And honestly, is such a burden. So the key is to eliminate the amount of work that your customer has to do to actually leave you a review. And you can do this simply by sending them a direct link via text or email that takes them to your Google reviews page, which definitely reduces, those steps and then increases your chances of them actually following through and completing that review.
And that's a great point, Lauren. To piggyback off that, our research is showing that text review quests sent via the Birdeye platform have a click-through rate of 32%. That's 1 in 3 people who receive a text review request will click the link to the review site. Emails from the Birdeye platform are similar with a 69% open rate and a 22% click-through rate.
Yeah, exactly. And, texting and emailing review requests is only going to increase those odds of success because you won't have to work as hard to leave a review. So now you can actually take this a step further with our third tip of the day, which is personalize your review requests. So make them feel like more than just a number. And you can do this by adding details like their name, the location they visited, and even your name to give them the impression that you're actually personally reaching out for their feedback. Adding these little details can further develop a customer's experience, which can lead them to, more engagement and willingness to leave a review.
That's so true. But right now we're actually seeing the length of customer reviews has shortened over time, and that's not ideal. We want customers to provide details of their experience and trigger some of those keywords to help your search ranking. And that's why carefully crafting the messaging of your review requests to encourage your customers to elaborate is so crucial. And you can do this by asking them to describe the thing that they purchased, the atmosphere of your business, and even talk about the experience that they had with your staff. This gives them a specific direction to write their review. So be sure to carefully craft and personalize your review requests. Now, our fourth tip of the day follows that similar psychological approach where you're trying to push them in a certain direction. And that is to mention a review to your customer before sending them the review request. Mentioning leaving a review before texting or emailing them subtly plants the idea in their mind, kind of like subliminal messaging. By bringing up the idea of leaving a review before sending that request, that customer is automatically going to start thinking about it. And they're going to think about what they would say in that review. They might start thinking about, well, how did the staff treat me? What was the ambiance and the atmosphere like? And at this point, they basically have already written the review in their head. And you just need to make it easy for them to type it out and submit it.
Yeah, and Justin, this actually reminds me of a recent episode of our Reviews to Revenue series. So if you recall, we had a guest speaker that provided a great example of this. He mentioned how they doubled their reviews just by adjusting the timing and the cadence of when the review request was sent. And so guys, don't be afraid to, make those adjustments, and don't be afraid to give your customers an easy way to get in touch, which brings us to tip 5. So you want to make it easy for your customers to contact you directly. And the reason why this is so beneficial is because it demonstrates your willingness to be transparent and openness to listen to their feedback, which in turn can help proactively resolve complaints. And additionally, it provides an unsatisfied customer with the opportunity to provide feedback in private rather than them posting their frustrations publicly, which reduces the chance of your rating taking a hit. And to make this process easier, Birdeye provides the option for frustrated customers to contact you directly through a specific link. And this link is included in all of your review requests. So while this might not lead to more reviews, it will certainly help, you effectively handle those negative ones, which in turn will protect your online reputation.
Mm. Yeah, and speaking of handling negative reviews, the best thing that you can do to minimize the negative impact of a negative review is to respond to them. In fact, you should be making it a point to respond to all of your reviews. And that's actually our sixth tip of the day, and that's to respond to all of your reviews. Responding to negative reviews allows you to address any issues and resolve them, which can help turn an unsatisfied customer into a satisfied one. And we've seen this before, it could even lead to them updating their review or rating of your business. But it shows that you're transparent and accountable for any issues that may have occurred, and it shows that you're willing to address and resolve them. This is super, super impactful in the minds of other people who are reading the review. And your response prevents that negative review from just floating out there on the internet without any context or explanation.
Yeah, and guys, for those who, have a large company with a ton of locations, we understand it can be extremely time consuming to go through every single review for every location and respond to them. So, to help with negative reviews with Birdeye, you can set alerts that allow you to promptly respond and resolve any issues. And then for those 5-star reviews, you can create a review response template and automations to not only trigger review requests, but respond to them too. So let's talk a little bit more about automation. As your business grows and establishes more locations, managing your online presence is only going to get more complicated. So, automating these parts of your review management strategy will save a ton of time and reduce those headaches that we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, exactly. Automation is making sure that every single customer is getting a review request. You do that by integrating your review system with your customer management system, your CMS, and ensuring that every single customer gets a review request at the right time. Whether the right time is following an appointment, a purchase, or any transaction that's relevant to your business. And it also ensures consistency. You might be fine requesting reviews from all of your customers for a month, but what about 6 months from now or even a year? It's difficult to stay on top of this with manual processes, especially as your company grows and the number of reviews bringing in grows. So look for the areas of your strategy that you can automate. It's going to save you a ton of time in the long run. Now, let's move on to our eighth and final tip of the day. And that is that you should use your reviews as marketing material. As marketers, we should be looking at positive customer reviews and their testimonies as gold. We've already covered how valuable they are when people are reading your Google reviews when searching, but that value carries over into other channels of your business. You should be posting your reviews on your website, promote them on social media, heck, make a poster of it and put it on your window. It means one thing when you talk about how great your business is, but it's a completely different level when other people are backing that up. So get creative and find different uses for your reviews as marketing material for your business. Now, with all this discussion around Google, I do want to point out that Birdeye has been granted access to a special private API that allows us to help our customers get Google reviews very, very easily. In addition to our partnership with Google Reviews, we also integrate with Google across 6 other integration points, such as your Google Business Profile, which allows you to manage every location that you have all in one place. Your Google Business Messages, which help you convert prospects into customers right from Google search whenever someone submits a message or a question through that. Your Google Knowledge Panel, this is extra internet real estate that's about your business. It increases your online visibility when someone searches for your business, and you can manage the information that's in that through Birdeye. It also integrates with your Google Analytics, which as we all know, can be a very, very robust platform with all kinds of helpful and insightful data. But trying to interpret that data and figure out the best options moving forward and trying to make real, business decisions based on that can be difficult. With our integration, though, we provide rich customer interaction data to help make you uh, perform those decisions to the best of your ability. All of the Google Analytics data can be accessed from Birdeye for all of your locations. The next is with Google Maps. It ensures the information about your business and all of your locations is always accurate. And the last one is with Google Seller Ratings, which helps you improve the click-through rate of your paid ad campaigns, which helps you get more bang for your buck when it comes to the amount of money that you're spending on those ads. Now, this integration allows you to track and manage all of these areas for all of your locations in one easy-to-use platform. And guys, that's just the Google stuff. Our platform integrates with over 250 sites across the internet, basically ensuring that you have a complete birdeye view of your business's online reputation.
Yeah, and Justin, just to add to these Google partnership capabilities, Birdeye recently launched Birdeye Social and Birdeye Appointments. So for those who don't know, Birdeye Social makes it super easy to scale your social media for all locations. And with powerful tools like bulk publishing, brand monitoring, and reporting, you can make social media management a breeze just from your single dashboard. So, but one of my favorite features for this new product is the visual editor that makes it easy to instantly share 5-star reviews to your social accounts. And then, after customers see that stellar online presence and engaging posts, our modern scheduling tool, Birdeye Appointments, gives customers a way to effortlessly book time directly from your website, Google, social media, and even via text.
Wow. Yeah, and I mean, I can already imagine that the Birdeye Appointments would be huge for the dental healthcare, anything that requires an appointment. But it's not just only reviews, but reviews, referrals, managing your listings, texting and emailing with your customers, social media, and even getting them to schedule an appointment and then payment processing. It's all under one roof within the Birdeye platform. So before we wrap things up, let's quickly go over our 8 tips for those who may have missed part of our discussion. And so the first tip that we covered today was that you need to be requesting a review from all of your customers. The more people that you ask for a review, the higher chances of receiving one you have. The second tip was make it easy for your customers to leave a review. We want to reduce as much friction as possible between requesting the review and submitting the review. The third tip was to personalize your review request. Personalizing your review request by including the person's name, the product that they purchased, or describing in detail of their experience really helps develop that relationship with your customer more and could help compel them to leave a review. The fourth tip that we covered today was mention a review before sending a request. Plant that seed in their mind ahead of time to where they're already creating that review in their head. And then if you follow tip number 2 and you make it easy for them to leave a review, it really does increase the chances of success there. The fifth tip we covered was to give all of your customers a way to contact you directly. This is massive for handling negative feedback and making sure that you can take some of the issues offline. The sixth tip was to respond to all of your reviews. You do not want to have any reviews left out on the internet floating around by themselves. This goes back to the negative reviews. The worst thing that you can do when it comes to a negative review is to not do anything at all. You want to make sure that any issues are addressed or extra context was provided. The seventh tip was to utilize automation and try to find ways to automate some of those tedious and time-consuming tasks, because this is going to be extremely important as your business grows and you bring in more locations and you have more customers and you have more reviews. Automating certain processes keeps things consistent and it maximizes your chance of success. And our final tip was to use your reviews as marketing material and squeeze the value out of those reviews and use them for more than just sitting on your Google Reviews profile, but also your website, posting on social media, and even printed copy. And so those were all 8 tips that we've covered today. And I just wanted to say thank you for joining us today. We're running close to the time that we have, but thank you again for watching. We hope we were able to provide you with some tips to help generate more Google reviews and take your online presence to that next level. Please don't forget to check out the related content. We have some really insightful materials to help you develop the strongest reputation management strategy possible. And if you'd like to learn more about how Birdeye can help automate your online reputation and strategy, as well as make it scalable, email us anytime at events@birdeye.com. Thank you again, and we'll see you next time for our next webinar. Thanks.